Who do we start on?
Prepare to fight.
Scorched earth on you.
We already saw IVNRay today.
Round begins in 3.
Let's do JSkey.
1.
Yes, sir.
Fight.
JSkey spawning on the rail and getting heavy.
Time.
Yeah, do you think this is a great counter to Ranger?
I mean, generally speaking, it's strongest one of the stronger champs on the map if you play it right. But I don't know, Ranger is just generally speaking the strongest pick in the game.
But yeah, he gets both items.
Oh, and the rails.
Well, still, JSkey is doing some work to remove the overstack Ray is working with.
Yeah, right now is actually in the stack advantage. Oh. Yeah, a bit shaky on his aim there.
Yeah, also imitating the Cooler in his rocket jump.
Both players really trying to figure out where the other one is.
Catch.
Oh, that's... Oh, wow, that's... Wow. I did not see that coming, to be honest. I thought JSkey had the completely wrong weapon usage. But still came out on top.
Okay, and this is how you deal with someone coming up to jump at. Oh, and he even also hits that rocket. Yeah, like the beaker just made the difference in the previous fight. Ooh, the mega health does get stolen mid-fight. Still, wow, he's like there. Those are expensive frags, but yeah, he has Destroying to work with. Maybe this time around he does lose out on the heavy, so...
Yeah, but now IVNRay is delaying, so JSkey got the Mega for free.
Yeah, JSkey imitating Gilson, just sticking the air to the ground. Wow! And again, it's another free frag, but the Destroying combination with the Mega Health and also this heavy, yeah.
Yeah, IVNRay is just being way too greedy right now. Like he had 0 chance of getting that heavy.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, not too sure about this. He needs to get armor now. I don't think JSkey is aware that IVNRay basically hasn't built his stack at all.
Stopwatch.
And yeah,
Great catch with the LG, and
what is happening?
yeah, I do like the attempt, right? You see a peeker out in the open, and you go to it with your orb, but his orb was short.
Yeah, and it's just all those fights are just like, what just happened?
5-minute warning.
Yeah, that was a bit unlucky for Ray because he was mounting a comeback. He still gets a follow-up frag though. And
Yeah.
he's in time for this mega health.
With this much time left, he should have gone for the armor before.
Yeah, and maybe also pressure a bit. Because there's still so much work to be done.
He really likes being in the air.
Yeah.
Stopwatch.
And again, his orb was a little bit off. Like, he could have blocked the escape route.
Yeah.
But his orb was not on point. Some nice damage, but yeah, he lost out on position for this mega health. So this makes his job harder than it already is.
And I think IVNRay mixed up the item timing. Nice rail there to equalize the stacks. Now he just needs to make sure he gets the mega and he's in the advantage.
Yeah, and as soon as he gets an anti-rail or JSkey misses a rail,
This is interesting.
he needs to orb in.
He has no idea. He just missed JSkey.
True.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Frustrating. With 1 health left. Oh my lord. And like, yeah, those traps JSkey lays out, they aren't that clean.
No, but it's... I mean, even with 1 HP and a refrag, it's all he needs right now. Since there's a 6 frag difference. As long as he can just trade, he's fine. Doesn't need more.
Yeah, his positioning is great.
Coming at you.
Yeah, I think he's just going for wasting time. I mean, right now, IVNRay needs 6 frags in less than 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, it needs to happen now.
Yeah. And like, even if it happens now, it needs to be the perfect spawn frags repeatedly over and over.
JSkey even sending false audio cues through the map with not taking that jump pad. That was actually nice. He clipped the edge and then you do get the sound, but you don't take it. Yeah, so Ray got 1 frag, but it cost him like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Yeah. While the game certainly was a bit messy, I think JSkey played it just right with how he shifted his game plan towards the end, like the last 3 minutes or so.
True. Yeah, frustratingly good, right? It's like if you you want to get those frags, but you can't hear your enemy anywhere, and as soon as you discover where your enemy is, you're already behind because he had 1 or 2 entry rockets.
Yeah. And if you look at the item control, I mean, Ray had significantly better control. But yeah, JSkey just playing the traps and positioning better.
Indeed. Yeah, this means we move on to Deep Embrace, where JSkey is playing Death Knight and Ray is playing Eisen. Let's see, did I? No, I did not do a prediction. I'll do it now for this one. Deep Embrace. IVNRay versus JSkey. And I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Yeah, no turn. You have some downtime for this one.
Right.
Test, I've returned.
Welcome back. Did you do the laundry?
No, I just kind of sat here. Just kind of thought about life for a little bit.
Ah, that's also important. Because creating goals.
You guys ever do that? Just sit in your chair and you just think to yourself, like, what does it all mean?
What does it all mean? What that's a question that can't be answered. So is that really? Yeah.
From the moment I wake up until I go to bed.
Oh fuck.
But yeah,
Anyway,
I'll leave it to you guys. Enjoy.
Thanks.
alright.
Yeah, well, actually, you have to give meaning
Prepare to fight.
to it yourself, right?
I see.
Or at least
I think-
that is what my psychologist says to me.
2, 1.
Well, I think it's absolutely true. Like with anything you do, you know, gotta find. No one's gonna give you the meaning for you. You have to create it for yourself in some way. But anyway, this gold cup. Who are we on?
So I'm on JSkey.
Okay.
Yeah, he took the first map quite convincingly, and is also getting the first frag on the board.
What I can tell on the from the first map too, I've watched this guy stream a little bit. He actually has pretty good aim. Well, probably not very good movement though, missing that jump unfortunately 2 times. But so
Yeah, it's actually like I have been following JSkey for a few tournaments now. He is stepping up his game. And I do like how he plays. I think it's frustrating to play against, especially when you are behind. But it's quite effective.
I think just because he is so sharp But hang on a second, he is taking 2 rails now. Ray applying a lot of pressure, hits a 3rd. I have to admit, this is a little bit hard though. JSkey is on... Oh, sorry.
Wow, the punishment with the LG though before he dies. Ray just jumping onto JSkey.
Stopwatch.
I think he's still recovering. Oh, he was lagged out a bit, but he...
I thought they're playing on NA East, but they both have 40-ish ping. Maybe I got that wrong.
Aus dem Weg.
Let's see. Yeah, I know. JSkey is from France.
Shot. Combo kill. Lead taken.
But yeah.
Well, so far, Ray really dominating this map. He has a huge amount of stack. JSkey gonna try and push in here with Flame Strike, but not gonna work out. And having no ability now, oh, okay, being 10 HP, sure there's another frag for Ray. Yeah, finishes up with the rail. That's one of the problems with having a champion with a damage ability, is that if you are out of control and you make a mistake with it, you are very, very far behind, you know? But almost gets that kill there if he hit that rail, but Ray again follows up. And JSkey gonna push in with LG, gets railed. Nice little run by Ray. Again, just the missing of the flame strike. He definitely would have died there, I thought, if he connected.
Yeah, JSkey does get the heavy right after he spawns, and wow, the angle. But yeah, this time around he has to chase up the frag. Oh, what? The rail, the shotgun rail, not connecting. What do you think went wrong there?
Well, I think it kind of spoke for itself, really. I mean, he did have rockets, but just didn't change to it. I was thinking, what if rail had a different, you know, like kind of like a... You remember the flak cannon from UT?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if it had like a secondary fire where it just like did like 40 damage. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But anyway, maybe that's just a bit optimistic thinking. But anyway, so JSkey definitely needs to put in the work. 4 frags behind. This is where it gets a bit awkward because now he has this middle armor. Heavy's gonna spawn first. Okay, Ray gonna just give him the opportunity. Definitely, I think he could have played it a bit slower. But gonna pick up the heavy and needs to run to the mega as soon as possible.
Stopwatch.
Actually gonna play it a bit slow. And he's gonna be able to catch maybe Ray here. Doesn't quite realize. Again, the flame strike doesn't quite connect.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But he does seal the deal with the rail. And he knows where he spawns. But oh, he doubted himself for a bit. Still gets the damage out. And it's a close match. Half of the map to go, only 2 frags behind, and it's at least half of the control in his favor.
5-minute warning.
And just like that, you know, it was 6-2 only like just a few minutes ago, and quarterback 2 frags, has great position now. Hits that rail, and Ray is in kind of an awkward part of the map at the moment. That flame strike, it does do the damage, but doesn't do the fire. And JSkey. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, we know what he needs to do after this game. Practice that jump, I think.
But it's a Naku casting. So much pressure.
Right. Okay, hits the first rail. Has Ray kind of stuck here. Managed to hit 2 nice rockets there, actually converts the kill.
Yeah, you so completely locked up the escape route by planting those... yeah, on both sides of the pillar.
He's doing a good job though. Notice how JSkey is always coming to top mid. You know, he's always making sure that he's just at least hanging around, making sure to contest for it. He's doing a very good job of that so far.
So I do find this an interesting matchup in play styles, because JSkey is still not really fishing for those frags. It's more that Ray is attacking and JSkey has the better position. So maybe if Ray just doesn't attack at all, he will walk away with the victory anyway. But yeah, it is quick. You want to fight. Even if you don't have to.
Well, the thing is though, like, oh, a bit of close range LG, but oh, that clutch rail. Nice shot by JSkey. Very low though. He needs to definitely be careful here. Well, it's a bit of a catch-22 because in some way, actually, being the aggressive player makes it harder sometimes to be predictable because you are being so chaotic. But, you know, if the player being defensive hits what it needs to, then obviously it can be not good to be aggressive, but I would definitely recommend, I think it's better to attack than to not. But in saying that, IVNRay now has tied up the game. The Mega is still up. Hopefully he knows about it. He sees it.
Yeah, having great upper control. Oh, some damage from below though.
Okay, Ray managed to get the heavy relatively cleanly, and JSkey in position. Again, look and notice JSkey, he goes straight for top mid. Even though he doesn't have the stack, he knows that he at least has a positional advantage. Ray missing that rail, a second one. Pushing him with rockets, doesn't connect the first. No.
Yeah, great punishment from Ray.
It was the type of attack. I like the idea what JSkey was trying to do there, but if you don't... Okay, hang on a second, a bit of a rail trade again, and JSkey picks that frag up. If you don't move in at really high speed, it's very hard for that to work, because as you can see, he fumbled the first rocket, and then he's just dead from that point, so... Almost made it work then. And, he has position, he has his top armor. Gonna actually maybe trap him out here. Flame Strike does nothing. Doesn't do flame damage or connect with the dot. It's a nice rail. Oh, but IVN.
Nice. Some assistant through the portal.
I think he is railable though. Okay, if he's like, wow,
Oh
he's
no,
just...
JSkey does not have the armor to fall down, and oh, with only 5 seconds left, he falls.
Bit of a fumble there, I think. I think just not quite realizing where Ray was and just kind of dropped on Mega. So GG, 1-1.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, you get to a tiebreaker because
And it just goes to show, like I said, how chaotic. That's what Quake is all about. You know, just being able to kind of embrace that chaos. Because that rail that you saw when he hit him, and then it sent him flying through the TP faster than he anticipated, and then it kind of put him in a weird position. It did. After that, JSkey did hit a rail while Ray was going to the heavy, but it was just very awkward. Like, it's those moments that kind of just like, you know, you think you're safe and then you get hit. You're gonna have to kind of get your bearings back. But last map gonna be Gleaner versus BJ. I actually kind of favor the Gleaner there. It kind of depends on how well you kind of have to be a BJ specialist, no pun intended. Otherwise, yeah, the Gleaner kind of just, if you don't make good use of the ability, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, at one point, BJ was really in fashion on Corrupted Keep, especially. Yeah, Rafa made him work quite a lot on Corrupted Keep.
Wasn't Cypher the one who sort of coined both Galena and BJ on Corrupted Keep back in the days?
Might have been.
And then later Rafa brought him back on Corrupted Keep and Molten Falls, I believe.
Yeah, anyway, I'll give you to the mics. And,
Okay,
I'll,
mate.
watch from the sidelines.
Alright. I think ever since they nerfed, because to be fair, it was ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
the double shot. Well, it was double LG. That was also kind of like here nor there, but the double shotgun, you could just shoot it like one right after another, and it doesn't matter how much stack they had, they would just die instantly.
Yeah.
Prepare to fight.
That and rockets and nails also did
Round
double
begins
damage.
in
So
3, 2, 1. Fight.
all right, gonna be starting off on 1 second on Ray's perspective.
Oh, missing those shots is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's trapped in LG.
I don't like that, and as you can see, exactly what happens. I think you just gotta jump right out that window, otherwise you do get stuck, but manages just to escape.
Healed in the power of the ancients.
Okay, Ray gets the heavy.
And the same trap again.
Lead taken.
Entered this domain.
That, I feel like that's also Quake in a nutshell. I mean, JSkey, he had the trap, he hit two perfect rockets, and I think the second rocket bounced Ray on top of his head, and then Ray hit a full blank shotgun. Like, just, you can't ask for a more chaotic situation where you think you're gonna win, then something else completely happens there. But Ray 2-0 up, and JSkey gonna have an opportunity here.
Die yet.
Yeah, Ray really needs to get some armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so he's giving the heavy.
Well, he's kind of a little bit stuck on the nail gun side of the map.
Power. Heal you.
I would like to see him apply a bit of pressure onto this Mega again. At least kind of get maybe a good feel for the timing, but item's going to be the same time. This is one of the things I find is that you don't want to kind of spend too much time in the low ground part of the map. In fact, unless you're being really defensive, it's good to stay there. But as soon as you're spending too much time there, well, what's happening now? You don't have an opportunity to get to top mid without taking damage. And JSkey trapping him there a little bit, but not going to work out to be a frag or of anything. And,
Yeah.
again,
I feel like overall JSkey's positioning has been really good. But yeah, somehow Ray is just coming out on top in these fights.
I think Ray might be starting to feel like he wants to get his totem fortress back at heavy at the moment, because he is kind of sticking around this area. He's got everything he needs,
Sustains you.
but gonna drop down. It's a nice 100. Okay, here's the timing of the heavy. Gets a mega for himself. Nice push by JSkey. Not quite set up quite right there, and Ray gonna pick up another frag. Again, this is what I mean about being really good with BJ, is that if your ability usage is not absolutely
Totem.
spot on, you're getting the value out of it. Just the Galena provides so much value with the totems. So
Yeah.
Tank.
we're gonna go back for a little bit of chip. Ooh, rocket jumps out. It's a nice rocket. JSkey also rocket jumps. That was pretty spicy.
I don't even know what to say about it.
When both players don't know what's happening, they're just rocket jumping at each other. I like that. Okay, I would like Ray to stick around for this mega. He will go back in for it. Trouble is with JSkey, he still doesn't have an LG. And he definitely needs one, because as you can see, trying to chase with rockets is a plan that's not going to work, I think. I mean, someone is running away from you, and the rockets are also not instant. You need that LG.
Power, heal you.
Yeah, and I also feel like he's way too into the chase right now. Like, he's chasing like there's 1 minute left and he needs to come back, basically.
Time. 5-minute warning.
I mean, he needs that reset. He's got 5 minutes. It's only 5 frags, you know, if he gets a clean kill. But Ray, okay, self-rockets himself, pushes away.
Do not die yet.
Oh, the rocket from Ray.
Yeah. It's like a recurring pattern. He's just waiting for JSkey to run into his rockets right now.
I will purge you from this world.
Which is kind of the opposite of what we saw in the other games.
Yeah, JSkey was kind of doing a good job, but, well, at least on Deep Embrace, taking care of that top mid and pushing, but it's interesting that on a map like this, where LG is a bit harder to get, you know, or it's a bit more to do with positioning, it's not quite working out for him.
I really thought he was gonna walk off the map just then.
Nice damage there.
Power of the ancients.
Yeah, this is really good for him.
Yeah, he does clean the totems out. Ooh. You get damage with the HMG, but JSkey does get frag there and the mega. I like this by Ray, actually. Pushing him in the choke. Now he's in an excellent position because he's going to be able to get the health, get the heavy, and push back in. And hopefully, if he's aware of it, if he can recognize that the top armor was the last armor that's taken, he could apply pressure here, which looks like he's going to. But actually decides to back away.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't show himself on that mega, to be honest.
And looking over the Ray's perspective.
Death is the only release. I will
I mean,
not
with 7
grant you
frags,
privilege.
and he's going to pick up the heavy now. If he plays it right, should be pretty hard for JSkey here. I mean, even just being in a defensive position with LG is, he's going to do so much damage, even just him pushing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, nice trap by Ray here. Doesn't quite result in a kill. But again, another trap. I reckon, yep, JSkey manages to get it, but he's so low now. I mean, Ray could even just get the heavy here, push him back with shotgun, and look at the stack difference.
Yeah. Oh, that was quite lucky for JS. Yeah, not sure about the ability usage, like I said. Um,
The thing is, I feel like
Minute warning.
because sometimes it can be really. The problem with the BJ ability, obviously, is that like you can't.
Stopwatch.
That half-second delay. It seems like such a small detail, but when you have to reactively use it, you know, just an idea that LG does 60 damage in half a second. LG does 60 damage. So you've already taken, you know, 60 damage. Well, you've taken 60 damage before you can even do anything yet, right?
yeah.
And on top of that, you kind of lose your position a bit because you're not impacting their movement. Like they're just dodging all over you where you're not shooting. So I think it's going to be used more for like securing items. But then, you know, when you do have an opportunity where someone is trapped, you do just push into them. But if there's too many moments where you're reactively using it, or you know, or just awkward weapon choice, like there was that one time where JSkey was a rocket and he was pushing to mid, and he still had rockets out. But in some way, you kind of need to push with LG because LG is the only weapon that you can be sure you're going to hit something.
Yeah.
And if you miss that first rocket, you're just... I can't even describe to you how dead you are because you're just doing nothing onto them, basically. But Ray with a 2-1 victory over JSkey, and he's going to secure his position in the winner bracket final.
Yeah, so interesting matches, and